Baby, you think that you can hide. You're not here, but I can feel every breath you take. Every step you make outside this castle of mine, I already know. You believe disappearing into the shadows will save you from me, but you forget I own the darkness. It listens to me. It moves for me, and it will whisper your every secret back into my ear. Run, hide, disappear into the wind if you want. It only turns me on more. My blood burns with every second you're not in front of me, looking like you were made just to test my patience, unleash my madness. Do you know what it does to me, baby? Hearing your silence, watching you pull away, you think distance will cool my desires, but it only makes them darker, more dangerous. I don't crave you like a normal man. I hunger for you. I breathe you. I obsess over the curve of your smile, the sound of your laugh when I'm not the one making you laugh. The thought of another man even seeing you the way I do, it drives me straight into chaos. My love is not something that fades. It's possession. It's war. And you've already lost. You want to disappear? Go on then. But remember this, every path you run on, I've already walked. Every corner you hide in, I've already touched. You don't understand you. I don't need to see you to claim you. You live in my mind. You sleep in my rage. Even now, while you think you're winning your little escape, I'm smiling because you forgot one thing. I'm not looking for you. I'm waiting for you to realize you were never out of my reach. Not for a second. You'll come back. They always do. Not because I force them, but because no one, baby, no one loves with the brutality, the devotion, the obsession that I do. You know it? You feel it? That's why you're still listening to me, even while pretending you don't care. That's why your heart is racing reading these words, because you missed the danger of me. You missed the thrill of being loved by someone who would set fire to the world just to keep you warm. So run, hide, pretend you're free, but I promise you this, every beat of your heart is saying my name. And when you're done pretending you can disappear from me, I'll be right here, waiting to remind you who you belong to. You're not here, but I can feel every breath you take, every step you make outside this castle of mine. I already know. You believe disappearing into the shadows will save you from me, but you forget I own the darkness. It listens to me, it moves for me, and it will whisper your every secret back into my ear. Go on. Take the longest road, hide in a million streets. I'll track the sound of your heartbeat like it's a song written only for me. You think distance is safety. That silence is power. But your absence is gasoline to a flame I can't control. You want to leave me burning? Fine. But the fire you started in me is not dying. It's morphing into something deeper, something sharper. I don't want your love in pieces. I want all of you. Your fears, your madness, your contradictions. You are the one crime I'd commit again and again, even if it destroyed me. You haven't escaped. You've only moved from my arms to my mind. And trust me, baby, you're more trapped there than you ever could be in my embrace. You haunt every corner of my thoughts. I wake up hearing your voice like it's echoing through the walls. I see your shadow even when the room is empty. You are everywhere and nowhere. And that's what drives me insane. You think you're hiding, but you've never been more exposed. The madness in me is calm, too calm. Because I'm not chasing you. I'm watching you come undone. You think you can act like I no longer own you, that your distance makes you untouchable. No, baby. It makes you unforgettable. Every mile you create between us only tightens the chain you pretend doesn't exist. And when that invisible chain snaps back, you'll be right where you started, tangled in my obsession. Don't mistake my silence for surrender. I am not quiet because I've given up. I'm quiet because I'm planning. Because I know exactly how to get inside your head without showing up at your door. I know the words that make your knees weak, the kind that leave you awake at 3 a.m. wondering why you still feel me when I'm not there. You run from my hands, but you can't run from my voice, and I'll use it like a weapon if I have to. You think I didn't see this coming? That I didn't know you'd try to leave? I watched the change in your eyes. I saw the fear grow under your skin, but I didn't stop you because I want you to feel what it's like to live without my presence. I want you to miss what frightened you, to crave what wounded you, to realize that no matter how dark my love is, it still burns brighter than any light you've ever known. One day, soon, your walls will crack, your stubbornness will shatter, and you will return, not because I'll force you, but because no one will ever love you this recklessly. No one will study your soul the way I have. You were made for my chaos, and I was made for your surrender. So go on, run, but remember, every road out of my world leads right back to it. And when you finally turn around, I'll be waiting, not as the prince you once knew, but as the one you can't escape. You feel the air shift when my name crosses your mind, don't you? Even when you're pretending to forget me, something inside you trembles, and you hate that it does. You hate that I still have that power. You can wander through crowds, drown in distractions, but every now and then you pause and everything grows quiet. And in that silence, I'm there. Not in front of you, but under your skin, where I've always belonged. You left the room, not the connection. That thread between us is still pulsing, alive, electric, impossible to kill. You keep running, but there's a truth no one warned you about. Distance doesn't heal what was never broken. I never damaged you. I claimed you. And you, in your twisted arrogance, called it danger. But what you fear isn't me. It's how much you wanted to surrender. You knew one day I'd ask you to fall completely, and somewhere inside you wanted to. That's what scares you, not the darkness in me, but the part of you that liked how it felt. Think about the nights you couldn't sleep because you felt me watching you without being there. That's not a memory, that's a bond. I don't need to touch your skin to own it. I don't need to speak to you directly to drown you in my presence. You feel me in every slow heartbeat, every interrupted breath. You can hide your body, baby, but your soul, that's already tattooed with my name. You didn't leave clean, you walked away stained. Tell me something. Does it haunt you, knowing that you are still mine in all the places people can't see? Does it bother you that every kiss you avoid is another reminder of the kiss you crave? The one only I give. You've tried to wash me out, laugh with others, pretend you're untouched. But the truth always hits you when the world goes quiet. You don't miss me, you say? Then why does every whisper sound like my voice? This isn't a threat, it's a prophecy. One day the ache will become too heavy, the world will feel too wide and too cold. And it will hit you that there is no madness without meaning, no fire without fuel. You remember how my madness loved you more than any sane man ever could. How my darkness held you closer than the light, and in that moment all your running will feel foolish, because every path was just a circle, leading you back to me. I am not chasing you because I don't need to. I know you. I know how you behave when you lie to yourself. I know how your spine trembles when my memory touches it. So go, keep running like you're free. You only make the reunion sweeter. You only make the addiction stronger. And when you finally come undone, when your pride cracks under the weight of craving, I'll be exactly where I've always been, waiting in the shadows you thought would hide you. And when you return, You won't be the same girl who ran. You'll be the one who finally understands that my love was never the enemy. It was the shelter. The obsession was never the chain. It was the crown. You weren't born to escape me. You were born to reign beside me. You can deny it now, pretend this fire doesn't still burn inside you, but there will come a night when you whisper my name, not out of fear but out of need. And when you do, darling, I'll make sure the world remembers who you belong to. You think silence protects you, but only feeds me. Every word you don't say, every message you don't send, echoes louder in my mind than your voice ever could. I hear your quiet like a scream. It's not distance that weakens me. It's the way you pretend you don't feel the pull. You can ignore me in reality, baby, but in your dreams, I'm still there leaning over you, whispering everything you never wanted to admit you crave. I wonder if you realize how deeply I see you, how I know the flicker in your eyes when you lie, the way your breath catches when you think of the things we could have done, the things we almost did. You run because you remember too well how close you were to giving all of you to me. The world taught you to fear toxic love, but they never warned you about addictive love, the kind that doesn't break you, it remakes you. You're not scared of me, love. You're scared of becoming who you truly are with me. You can block me, erase our photos, burn everything that carries my shadow. But what will you do with the way I carved myself into your blood? What will you do with the parts of you that only woke up in my hands? Love like mine doesn't vanish. It stains deeply, quietly, permanently. Even now, I'm in the spaces you don't let anyone see. You walk through your days with my fingerprints on your pulse, pretending it's just adrenaline, but we both know it's something older, darker, inevitable. I don't chase you, not because I've stopped wanting you, but because I enjoy watching your denial. Watching you fight yourself is better than any victory. I'm not the villain in this story. I'm the gravity pulling you back to the truth. Whether you admit it or not, you feel safest in my darkness. You feel seen. You feel alive. But ego, pride, fear, they all dress up as freedom and convince you to run from what was built for you. Do the memories come back in flashes? Does your mind replay my words when you least expect it? You think lying to others creates distance, but lying to yourself, that's the real prison. Every time you say you don't need me, your pulse betrays you. Every time your lips say, I'm over him, your soul laughs in your face, because no matter what your mouth claims, something far deeper still whispers my name in the quiet. Still, I'm patient. I let the world convince you it can match my intensity. I let you taste their shallow love, their gentle touches, their quiet promises. And then, when they fail to burn you like I did, when they bore you with their softness, you will crawl back to the flame. Not because I forced you, but because you missed the fire, the risk, the raw need. You missed the way I saw every side of you and stayed. So go on hiding, baby. Stay quiet. Build your walls. I'll wait on the other side of your defenses with a smirk, knowing I'm the reason you built them in the first place. And when you finally break, when the weight of your pretending shatters you, I'll be there. Not to say, I told you so. No. I'll simply look at you, smile that wicked smile, and say, welcome back. Now stop running and kneel. You think this distance frees you, but all it does is sharpen me. I am not fading. I am watching. Learning every shift in your heartbeat from afar. You're not lost. You're circling. You always come back to the place you swore you'd never return to. That's the curse of belonging to someone like me. I don't need bars to hold you. I become the H beneath your skin, the hunger you can't satisfy anywhere else. You'll drown in your own thoughts before you ever escape mine. You've mastered pretending, convincing everyone you moved on, that you're stronger without me. But I know better. Strength isn't running. Strength is standing in front of what scares you and letting it claim you. And baby, I've always been the thing that terrified you most. Not because I was cruel, but because you saw what it would mean to surrender to me fully. You felt the edge of that madness and you loved it too much to admit it. You don't know how I linger in the echoes of your breathing, how every night, right before sleep, your mind betrays you. You remember my voice, the way I said your name, slow, like a promise and a threat in the same breath. You try to forget, try to replace the sound with someone else's whispers, but no one speaks with the certainty I do. No one looks at you like I saw your soul and smiled at his darkness. You weren't afraid of me. You were afraid of how deeply I read you, how easily I broke your mask. Sometimes I wonder if you realize the game you're playing. You think it's hide and seek. No, this is a test, a ritual. All that running, all that distance, it's part of the transformation. Every mile you put between us strips away a layer of your defenses. Every night you lie awake, missing the ghost of my hands, brings you closer to the truth you're terrified to face. You were never running from me. You were running from the version of yourself I unlocked. You'll come back not as the girl who left, but as the woman I forged without touching. Everything you think you're doing out of defiance, your battles, your silences, your coldness, they're all shaped by me. I am the axis your rebellion spins around. I don't chase because I've already won. You were mine the moment I figured out what your silence was really hiding. And now, I'm simply waiting for you to understand it too. Do your friends know why your eyes go empty when they talk about love? Do they wonder why every promise from someone new sounds dull to you? It's because you tasted something darker, something raw and real, something they'll never be brave enough to offer. You can let 1,000 hands hold you, but one whisper from me can make them all feel irrelevant. That's not romance. Baby, that's ownership. And deep down, you feel it. So keep pretending, keep running. I'll stay in the shadows, amused, patient. You'll break soon. Maybe quietly, maybe all at once, but you will break. And when you do, when you finally look around and realize no one loves with the hunger I do, then, and only then, will you understand why I never needed to chase. You weren't escaping me. You were walking the long path back to where you belong. And when you arrive, trembling, I'll welcome you home, not with forgiveness, but with a whisper. You took your time. You think staying away makes you stronger, but it's only making you softer in all the ways you don't want to be. You've spent so long trying to forget the way my presence consumed you that now every quiet moment feels like an ambush. You're not free, you're haunted. You walk through your days with a straight spine, a calm face, convincing everyone you're untouched. Yet when night comes and the world slows down, your thoughts betray you. You remember my voice brushing against your nerves like a blade dipped in velvet. The truth is, you didn't leave me. You abandoned the part of yourself that only awakens in my shadow. You broke your own crown and called it independence when all it truly was fear. You weren't ready to be seen so completely. You weren't ready to love without armor. You ran because you couldn't stand how easily I made you kneel without touching you. You thought distancing yourself would disrupt the bond, but distance only fed the obsession on both ends. Every morning you wake up pretending I'm not under your skin, but I feel the tension in you like it's my own pulse. You look for distractions, voices, faces, tasks, anything to drown out that familiar whisper in your head that tells you I saw you more clearly than anyone ever will. You hate that it still matters. You hate that if I walked into the room right now, the world would blur around me and you'd feel that gravity return.